Good morning, friends. Welcome back to English Times Education. After the completion of auxiliaries part 1, 2, and 3, in which we've discussed to and be in part 1, can, could, may, might in part 2, shall, should, will, would in part 3. So, before we move further, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel English Times Education. Today, we'll be discussing a very new topic, again, the part 4 of auxiliaries, which is going to be the last part, must versus ought in part 4. So let us begin with the auxiliaries. First of all, we are going to start with must. There's a lot of confusion between must and ought. People generally don't know where must is used and where ought is used. Today we are going to learn in detail with examples. So let's begin. Now, must is an auxiliary which is used to express a very necessity or an obligation. Necessity means there is a dire need for something, or an obligation like a duty. Let us see an example for the same. We must obey laws. Now, what is this? This is an obligation, a sort of duty. So, it's a moral duty to obey laws. Hence, we use must over here. Second example, one must work hard or starve. Now, this is again a kind of necessity because it is necessary to work hard. Either you work hard or you starve. Hence, we use must for this necessity. Okay. Next is fixed determination. When a person is determined about something and you are very sure that this thing is going to happen, there we use must. Let's see an example for the same. He must be 30 by now. Yes, here we use must. Why? Because we know that there is some person, he must be 30 by now. Means by this time, he must be 30. I am very sure that his age would be 30. Okay. Next is he must come home tomorrow. Again, there is a kind of probability, but that probability is very fixed in nature. This is very probable. I'm not sure whether he's going to come, but I'm very sure that he is supposed to come. So instead of using supposed to, I'm using must because I'm very much determined about that he will be coming. Okay. The next part which we are going to discuss is ought. And let us see where to use ought. Ought is used to express moral duty or desirability or sense of etiquette. Now, three things we use ought. First of all, moral duties. Second is a need of desirability. And the last one is sense of etiquette. An example would make it more clear. We ought to help poor. This is, as you can all see, a kind of moral duty. It is not necessary to help poor, but it is a kind of moral duty, a kind of moral value that we are supposed to help the poor. So we use ought. Second example, we ought to love pets. Now, pets are the animals because not everybody has the love for animals. Some people do love them, some people don't. So, there we are going to express something as a moral duty or a desirability. Hence, we use ought to represent the desirability. Okay, let us move to the next part where we use ought in the next part. It is used to express strong form of probability. Strong form of probability means approximately 95% yes. An example to make it more clear. Nina ought to win. Ought to win. I mean, Nina is playing a game. I'm not sure whether she is going to win or not. But as per the game she is playing, I'm very sure she will definitely win. Hence, I use ought. Because there are steps to determine which type of auxiliary to be used, whether to use must, whether to use shall, whether to use will, whether to use ought. So you need to take up look upon the sentence and make it clear that which kind of auxiliary will be used. Hence, it is very important to take a look upon all the auxiliaries in the previous lectures which we have discussed, and this lecture we have discussed ought and must. Let us take a look upon the second example. This film ought to be a huge success. Now, why I've used ought over here? The reason is this film has not yet released. It is a kind of wish. Whether it is going to be a success or it is not going to be a success. That's all for the lecture today, friends. If you really like our video, please subscribe and share. In case of any query or suggestion, write in the comment sections below. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day ahead.